some
technical difficulties.
yeah to adjust. So we're happy.
Yep.
We are here, right?
Well,
Yeah, we are what, episode 5, right? Saying everybody hi.
Yay.
Yay. Celebrate 555. Happy 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
5. Woo, cool. So what do you have there? What's that?
Subscribe.
Subscribe to what?
Be fit and healthy by cardio with BFA.
So the YouTube channel that we have on, right?
Where you can see some workouts and also our
previous episodes.
Yes. And this one coming out probably tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah. So the workouts, what do we have posted so far there? We have posted the squat ABC, because I call it squat ABCs. And we'll do a foam rolling session, possibly a couple more things coming up next week.
And we also had the workout where me and you did that.
Right.
Yeah.
When I didn't post that yet, so
really?
we'll get that one in. Yeah, the only thing that I posted is the squat variation, so squat ABCs.
All right.
Yep. Please don't hesitate to send us comments. We are very happy to talk about this cool topic that we came up Monday, right? So we had an evening walk and we're kind of brainstorming of what we want to discuss, and we just decided to
do the topic we're about to discuss about.
Right. So what did we what was the topic? So the topic that we discussed about it and we thought that will be cool to talk about it is body image.
Wait, was the thing actually started?
Yeah, okay.
Which is
what? Now?
Yes, now.
Now? Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Welcome everyone to episode 6 of K&T Talks.
5. This is 5.
5.
I wish it would be 6, but it's 5.
Oh,
Right. Okay.
Welcome to episode 5 of K&T Talk series. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it ever since we started. So let's get on with the episode.
So this is the topic that I posted. Can you see it? So it says body image versus self-image, how fitness can impact this relationship.
Yes.
So please don't hesitate. I have my phone up. If you want to send any comments, notifications, we will definitely respond. But we'll be talking about body image versus self-image and how fitness can improve that relationship, influence, impact in a positive way. And I think it's a great topic to talk about it, especially we're already almost a month and a half in the 2021 year. A lot of people have a healthy weight loss resolution that they are on board right now. So I'm pretty sure this is something that everybody struggles and has those setbacks with, for some reason, body image sometimes, or most of the times, it's more important than improving or working on your self-image. That actually helps you with your fitness goals and overall your mental, physical, and emotional health, right? So I wrote the pledge today, and I want to share this with you. So it was a pledge that I came up a long time ago and kind of finally decided to share that with everyone out there. So the pledge for the body image and self-image that I decided to put on today is, and I'll read it to you all. I will love you for you. I will accept you, even if the rest of the world thinks that you are unlovable. I will see you for what you really are. And yes, talk about yourself and how you see yourself, your body image, and how you feel about yourself, the self-image. So that's what I wrote that the pledge today. So what do you think about that?
What was the pledge again,
You got lost in it? Awesome. Yeah, so that was the pledge, and I hope everybody sees it there, and I hope they like it. And I have it here, so we have a workout, and you will get to, take a moment and think about it and see see how that makes you feel.
Yeah.
Okay, so body image versus self-image and how fitness can impact that relationship. So go ahead, T. Since we discussed this during our Monday walk, and you had a great point, and I know you make like a graphic, so you actually put some notes down.
Similarities and differences.
Yeah, similarities and differences. So go ahead. So what do you think? You're a teen, you're 12, and you kind of brought that up. So that was kind of pretty cool to, touch the subject. So explain what body image is and what is self-image. And, at the end of, sorry to interrupt, at the end of the our video, we'll add some resources, and there are a lot of researchers out there that tells you the difference, and the numbers are kind of staggering, and we just didn't want to go that deep. We just really wanted to have a conversation with mom and son, right? So go ahead.
So the body image is how you see yourself, like physically, like, and how you want to see yourself in the future. Like, now you're just not like skinny and stuff. You want to be muscular, whatever, like just stronger than you are. How you see yourself out physically, and time that will come depending on how you work, your work ethic and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's body image, basically, how you see yourself physically and how you want to see yourself physically. That's simple. That's like the.
So it's like a reflection in the mirror, right? Like you look. Okay.
That's like the base plate of body image.
Okay. What is self-image?
So self-image is how you see yourself, like how you are mentally and how you think strong.
It's okay. You can read your notes.
How you just see yourself.
It's not how you see how you feel.
Yeah, how you feel.
Right. Remember how you feel. Okay. So when you see yourself in the mirror, it's how you feel.
Yes.
It's that self-image. It's the perception of yourself, right? Okay. Go ahead. So you had some similarities. So what is the similarity between?
The main base, like the main similarity between them is they both reflect on you as a person.
Oh, interesting point.
So they both reflect on the same subject, just in the two different ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one is external and one is internal.
Mental.
Mental or emotional.
Yeah. Well, those are pretty much the same thing. So.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because they're both how you think and feel. So that's what.
They're connected, but
yes.
Mind and heart are two different things.
Yeah.
But it's a good point. Okay. So what else you have? You have another note there.
Huh?
Go ahead. You have another note there.
What?
Do you have another note there?
No.
Okay.
All that's
out. All that's out. Do you want to share, like, what is you're 12, you're going for puberty right now. Not put you on the spot because I want you to share your story. So body image is a huge topic amongst teens. It brings a lot of depression, a lot of, let's say, a lot of abnormal behaviors, eating disorders. So there are a lot of emotional and mental alienation. So we want to make sure that T is sharing his story because he's a teen, he's getting puberty, and body image is puberty, and body image is one thing that is really advertised in a lot of magazines, videos, music, and everything else.
Yeah.
And that's mostly put up front there. Besides the self-image, that self-image is just a completely different aspect of it. So how you feel? What is where you see yourself?
Body image?
Correct.
As long as I don't look terrible, I'm fine.
You're fine. But you're changing, so your body's changing now. Do you think that like you need to abide to some specific standards, like something over there, like role models that need to be in your way?
If I don't look too bad, I'm fine.
Too bad? What do you mean too bad?
Like you just look weird.
Like what weird? Again.
Abnormal.
Abnormal.
You don't seem to look like, it's very awkward. So as long as you're not that I don't really see a problem.
You don't see a problem, so that doesn't affect you. So if somebody tells you, hey, you're too skinny, or hey, why you're lumping, or anything else, is that something that
What?
you're like becoming, thinking about it? It's like, oh, do I need to change something about myself, or I'm okay with lumping? Like, if something happens where you're like, just not walking, funking, if somebody makes any comment, do you think that affects your body image? Do you see yourself differently? Does this affect your self-image? If any, in case you have, I'm glad that you can correct me, but have you had that kind of situation recently that you have somebody, like, just coming to, hey, you have a lot of pimples on your face, you're just going for puberty, so you have a lot of things going on.
Because most of them experience that, so they all know.
So they experience the same thing, so they can relate. They don't care. Okay. Interesting. So people are relating to what body changes
so
are happening.
what's the point of making fun of someone for something that you have too, and they can see it too? There's no point to it.
There's no point.
It's just fighting fire with the same amount of fire. They can just throw it back at you.
And just so that's not something that affects you, and you don't have any like role model that you're like, okay, I want to look like this person, or I need to work more. So you don't have those issues.
No.
Not so far. Okay, this is good. So what do you think, but there are a lot of teens out there, especially girls are struggling the most because their bodies there's significant changes over there. So they always, want to look a certain way. So their self-esteem, which is self-image, the way they feel about themselves is affected by that body image. Ego, interesting.
It's a short version of saying all that. Yeah.
Interesting. So let's go ahead and kind of talk about how fitness can impact this relationship. How fitness can impact this relationship, make this a positive relationship between body image and self-image. Because for me, and I'll share my story. So I was an awkward kid, and I think that was a post that I shared on Friday. I was an awkward kid since I was since I was 6, 7. I grew up in Eastern Europe. I spoke 2 different languages, and sometimes I had difficulties communicating with people around me because I was mixing languages, and sometimes that made me feel less than. And also the way that people looked at me sometimes, I was very skinny. I had very long legs, which I still do. Very proud of them. But sometimes I had a lot of people that made the comments, "Why are you so skinny? And you have long legs," and that made me make me see myself different. So I saw myself through the eyes of people around me. They were my mirror. And what I saw in the mirror was more of that self-image, the perception about myself from what everybody else was seeing around me. So that's how we grew up. Those are 2 important things, and it's very, very crucial for us to discuss this with our children. Check where we are with our body image, how we see ourselves, and our self-image, how we feel about ourselves. There are 2 different things that are really important, and we need to have a healthy relationship between those 2. How we developed our healthy relationships by taking care of ourselves. How we can take care of ourselves by eating right, by exercising, moving, and adding a fitness routine in our life. Because body movement will produce a different body image and will improve your self-image and relationship with the body image. So it's a cause and effect. They're 2 independent, standing alone concepts, but they do have a very strong relationship. Because when we are sick, when we feel like we're not eating right for a long time, we feel sluggish, we see our body in a negative way, we condescendingly will use different comments, right?
Yes.
And we will feel bad about ourselves. So we're going back to that self-image. We'll see ourselves in a bad light. And that's not something that we want to do. We want to have that positive relationship. Also, my relationship between body image and self-image got more trialed during my cancer treatment, and that's something that I have not shared. I had several surgeries due to having a cancer tumor on my right breast, and results of being also a BRCA1 carrier, so I'm genetically predisposed to have cancer. I have decided to do a double mastectomy. Double mastectomy, it's a very crucial surgery, and it has a huge impact over a female, especially an adult female, which is technically removal of your two breasts, and that's for a female that's important area. It's how we use that area if we breastfeed, take care of our kids. It's just what represents our femininity. So for me, it was a hard decision, but I made it because I want to be healthy and alive. And it took me a while to kind of figure out what my new body image is and how I feel about that body image, which is how I see myself in that self-image. So that relationship was very confusing, and at some point it was very negative. The recovery road, when you're on recovery road, you don't have time to assess, go through that emotional and mental pattern of how you actually feel. You're just kind of trying to survive or recover. But when I got in a good place, I think it was almost like 2 years afterwards, the last surgery, I had a moment, I had about 30 days where I was in a total depression. I undergo, I looked myself in the mirror and I almost broke 2 mirrors in the house because I didn't like what I saw, because it was not me. And that was very difficult to process. I was undergoing that grief moment, which is realizing what happened to you and how your body just completely changed. I had the implants that were not mine. They were attached to my body, and it took me a while to start seeing my new body image and how I feel about it, creating a new perception about myself. So that was a tough lesson to learn. I don't have those moments anymore. It took me a while to figure out why, and I stopped seeing what other people see, and I was trying to figure out how I feel about myself. And the only way to get that confidence back, to get that positive relationship between my new body image and the self-image at that point was to get back in fitness, to feel and integrate a new part of my body as my new me, let's say. So I started practicing fitness because I want to feel empowered and I want to have that healthy.
Empowered in what way?
Empowered because I felt that I'm fake. It was weird because I had something that did not belong to my body. I know a lot of people do plastic surgeries because they want to change something in their body. For me, it was not the case. It was a necessary procedure to save my life, and yes, I feel disempowered because I felt fake at that point, and it took me a while to reevaluate and see where I am and why I feel that way. I had moments when I was looking in the mirror, like I said, I was just crying, and I said, who is this new person? I didn't know you. I knew it was the same me. But that's where you go through that emotion. Yeah, from that mental and emotional place. It's funny, some people look at me differently because just the implants that I have, they just have a different form. I heard a lot of comments of you had a great boob job, which always was a very painful comment that I just needed to smile politely. because it's not a boob job, but it's okay. Everybody's entitled to their funny comments. It was a heavy road to take, but I'm here, right? And I'm happy to be alive and healthy. And I learned a tough lesson how is to readjust to your new body image and how you feel about your new body image by having that perception, that love that you need to offer to yourself. So fitness was my escape. Actually, fitness made me empowered. It gave me meditation. When I saw myself in the mirror when I was working out, I felt good. I said, okay, my body looks different. I have all these scars. Meditating, so my mind was clear, so I didn't have those negative thoughts going in my brain, like that monkey brain, when I had somebody saying, oh my, you look different, why are you like this? Do you feel this? So I didn't have those things. So for me, it was also a time of meditation, because I was just so focused on the movement and creating that discipline, instead of just, being focused on that body image and how that made me feel. So I created and started working out. My first workout, I only did it after I got clearance from my doctor, and I think it was the 6th surgery that I started doing. So my first workout routine was only body weight. I was even afraid to pick up some dumbbells. My first dumbbells were, I think, like 8 pounds. I think 8 pounds and 10.
They're 10.
Yeah, because my doctor said not to go over 10 pounds and start there. I had a lot of major setbacks when I started working out, because I was very excited to go back and move my body, just do some upper exercises, lower body, pretty much everything that I can do. I had an idea of how to do workout, because I worked out since I started working out pretty heavily since I was pregnant with Tristan, so I did squats, running, and a lot of things before that. So I had the knowledge. I was just not certified as a personal trainer, but that's why made me
pushed you to become a personal trainer.
Yeah, because when I started working out, just my fault. When I started working out, it is a shock when you know that 2 years prior you could lift, you could do a pretty good structured fitness routine, and you go back in the gym and you barely can pick up a 10-pound dumbbell. You barely can move your hands halfway range of motion. You do start feeling a lot of pain and numbness. So, yeah.
And you don't see yourself as you used to, and you just start to feel like crap.
Yeah, you have those moments, but then, when I had those moments, I said, okay, this is temporary. This will get better.
But then you found a way to get around that.
Yeah, I found a way because I made a promise that I'll work out every day. So for me, actually, moving my body
was a good thing.
Was a good thing because it was a pain relief for me. So I was controlling, that was my pain management. Because if I did not move and I did not have, so for me, what I went through, I consider it even today as a blessing, because I was forced to move every day. Move, not just walking to your car or getting off a chair or going to the bathroom. I needed to have a fitness routine, because this is the only way I can move blood more in my body, because I also had a lot of nervous damage to my hands. And that was my way to cope with pain and numbness. And there's some dark moments, some moments that I just wanted to let go, and I said, maybe I should go back. And I had moments when I almost was thinking to go back and just remove everything and just not even have the implants, because I felt that I will never feel real again. That I always will be this fake person, and I don't know. That's how I thought about myself at that point.
Not too great.
Not too great, but that was my shock of making a good connection and a really good relationship between body image and self-image. And this is my story. There's so many stories out there. Not that I want to sound too dramatic. I'm just sharing what I went through. It took me about 90 or maybe about 6 months to actually feel much better. So after 10 pounds,
Actually, a little more.
I think 6 months were kind of where I was better. I had less pain. I could move more. I actually could add more weight, but even completing a total workout was a blessing. Yeah, it was a struggle, but at the same time I was happy. So Tristan was there some workouts when we did a lot of planks, remember? So he actually was waking up with me in the morning sometimes, and he was doing the workouts. He was not happy waking up so early, but remember we did it together? Because I wanted to make sure I have somebody close to me, because sometimes I was pushing myself more, but then my body was completely stopping me from doing it because the pain, the real pain was kicking in. So I needed to, my body was limiting me and what I was doing. So I always started to listen to my body, how I work out, how I move. So that was important. So I learned a hard lesson that body image and self-image are really important. And fitness actually made me do what I am now, which is creating a positive relationship between how I see myself and how I feel about myself. And it's very important, and I never let it go, because I realized at that point that was my magical ingredient. And I started studying more, and I started studying more about rehab. What can I do to improve with my limitations and surgeries? What can I do to feel better about myself, to reduce the pain and overcome the body image that was different. So imagine for over 30 years you see yourself one way, and one day suddenly things change, and it is a huge shock to your mental and emotional state. So it takes time to digest everything. It is a process, and I'm happy to say today that I'm okay where I am. I'm okay with my body image. I embrace all the scars. I embrace my implants. I embrace my self-image, being happy where I am, and how I feel about it. And the only way I can say this, that fitness is the only magic ingredient that saved me. And I'm very happy that I was just push myself to kind of get that medicine. I consider that as a medicine to what I was going through. So no, I think that sounded pretty deep, but that's something that I wanted to share. And you know what? It took me about a year. So after a year, I felt much better. I also did a 50K. I challenged myself after the last surgery. So for like 2 months, I started walking. I walked for like a couple weeks. Then I decided, okay, I need to start running every day so I can go and do this 50K. And I did it, right? I was not sure how I feel. My doctor was a little bit confused. He's like, are you going for 5-0 or 5? And I said 5-0. So he was a little bit concerned, but he said, you know where you're at. You're an adult, so if you feel like you need to drop down at some point, go ahead. And I did a 50K in the mountains in Table Rocks, North Carolina.
Why don't you do more? You haven't done anything since then.
I did not, because I just postponed everything. I completed that 50K. It was not fun, but I did it. It took a lot out of me, and a lot to recover afterwards, but I overcame.
And again, you didn't get stung by a bee, did you?
I got stung by a huge bee.
A good excuse.
Yeah, that was so funny. So the story is, I was like, I think, mile 10? I don't remember.
Like
so halfway through, I went down the mountain, and I think we're passing this river creek, and I touched this branch, and for some reason this bee just came right in my face, and I didn't realize. I felt like something was spoke me, but I didn't realize that I was stung. And after a while, I feel like my face and my eyes just blowing, like I feel like it's blowing, and I was like, what is going on? And I had my friend Ari, love you, with me, and I was like, can you look at my face? And I felt it, and she's like, oh my god, it gets stung. So I was like, just everything was inflamming, and for some reason the way it stung, I think it went down in my face, then it went on my arm. So I had everything, I had half of my face paralyzed. So we're kind of walking. I think I had the cold water, so I was holding the cold water. So that was the funny story, because I was like, I just want to finish this 50K, and now I'm stung by a bee. I need to deal with this. So as I'm walking, thanks God we met other runners, and they had some Benadryl. No, they had Benadryl for anti-inflammatory. So I used the cream, and I had also the pill. So somebody gave me a Tylenol, and I used the cream on my face. Yeah, and I just drink those, and those make me drooly, and I need to drink a lot of water while I'm still climbing up the mountain. So that was fun. So by the time I got to the top of the Table Rocks, my face was better. I didn't feel it, but I didn't have the inflammation. I think when I got up past, like, I think mile 18, I just barely saw a little bit of my eye. And everybody's like, hey, you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I'll deal with it. So it was funny, like, all my pain and all my discomfort got transferred to the new event that happened to me. But that was a funny story. I learned a lot from it.
It's not funny. It's not really.
I didn't feel it, but it was funny because everybody's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm okay. I can do it. I can do it. So I think I did it. But anyway, that is my personal story. And I'm very passionate of everybody out there, my friends, my family, my clients, because in the meantime I also became a certified personal trainer, because I almost anyway, I'm very active, so I work out every day about an hour and a half. So I've said, no brainer, this makes me happy, why not pursue this passion? What I say to everybody, I said that it's very important to create a positive relationship between your body image and your self-image. It's how you see yourself with how you feel, and the magic ingredients, and I'm saying magic, it is magic, but you need to put the work. So you need to do the work. You need to be real with yourself and ask yourself.
Be real.
Yes. Ask yourself, what do you need to do? What is your goals? What's your realistic goals?
Yes. Don't set too far out.
Yes, and work on a plan. Do baby steps. We all have setbacks. I have setbacks every other week. I had a huge not shoulder injury, and I keep talking about shoulder injury. I actually did not. What I did when I started my fitness routine, and I started studying as well, what I realized is that apparently, due to all my surgeries on the right side, what happens is this specific condition that happens is called frozen shoulder. That is due to specific surgery that I had, and I needed to overcome the frozen shoulder mobility, which was quite interesting. And that's when I asked for help, and I also did some chiropractor and did different other therapies. But it's interesting. It's interesting how your body can adapt, your body can recover, and you need to understand that your body image is very crucial, but it's only the external. It's what you see.
You also have to focus on your self-image. You have to put attention on both.
On self-image and how you feel, because if you start feeling better about yourself, you feel good about yourself, then your body image will improve, because you will work towards becoming the best version of yourself.
Let's say if you aren't happy with your look, that pretty much lowers your self-image, ruining your self-esteem to an all-time low, and you don't want that. So it's always good to make sure you work on your body image. It's a good thing, because if you don't, you may have some depression, and nobody wants that.
Yeah, and just being unhappy with yourself, because that affects your mental and emotional well-being. And it's very important to marry all this, your mind, your spirit, and your body. And that's the part that we don't understand. We are so drawn towards the body image, the external looks, the aesthetics. We want to look a specific way. We want to have tone. arms, we want to have flat belly, we don't want to have love handles. There are a lot of comments, especially women are very particular about that, and it's for me, it breaks my heart to hear every time the same comments that every woman shares about themselves, and it's sad to hear because in my mind when I hear that, I say, do you love yourself? So every time I hear those comments, in my mind I feel sad for the person because I'm trying to figure if they actually love themselves. Because the love starts from inside. It's their perception about themselves. Then everything else will come as you put the work in. We need to accept our imperfections because we all do. We have a stronger side, a weaker side. We have a longer limb and a shorter limb. I am longer on my left leg, short on my right. That's
really?
normal. Yeah, we're not perfect beings. So even our physiology, we have those imbalances. And that's who we are. That's what makes us unique. And we need to marry. We need, and I'm saying need because it is a basic. It is a basic wish and need for you to marry those two. Your external image and your internal feeling.
Yep.
Right? Right. How do you feel about everything? Yeah.
Which one? Because we have two.
Yeah, we have two. So, like I said, it's very easy to judge the body image and see your imperfections, how your skin is, if you're getting old, do you have wrinkles. There's just so many out there. Instead of just embracing and just accepting where you're at, and if you do want to improve something about your body image, you just work on it. You make a plan. You start, eating healthier, sleeping more, reducing stress, walking more. Then, establishing a fitness routine like I did. I did it myself. I researched, I asked around some people, then I decided to study more and actually become certified. For me, it was a choice, and not a choice, but then became a passion, right?
Yes.
Right.
And you started to work towards it as much as
Yeah.
you could.
As much as I could because it made me happy. It made me feel good about myself. Because I did not feel the pain, I didn't feel the numbness. I felt that every day I'm becoming stronger and stronger. And then I did not care about my body image anymore. I had somebody asked me the other day, I was like, hey, can you tell me what's your measurement in your hip area? And I looked a little bit surprised because I don't measure myself. I barely weight myself now. I did it before, but I'm not doing it anymore. And I actually weight now heavier than I used to. I'm about 156 pounds. I was 150 or 152.
I do have to put in perspective of muscle growth.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, body image. So
you
how
can-
people are seeing me, they want to see measurements. I'm okay with where I am with my weight and my measurements. I don't measure myself. I just look at myself and see. I measure myself differently now because I have a healthy relationship between my body image and my self-image. So how I measure myself is through my strength, how my workouts are changing, how I'm designing my programs, how much weight I can lift at a specific time, how many reps I'm adding. So for me, it's all about performance. It is about how I'm executing that fitness routine. So I have a completely different view over that. So I don't measure myself in, measurements, body measurements. I weight myself just because I want to see where I am. The last 3D scan that I did, I was very curious where my body fat percentage is. So that was pretty low, and I was very kind of surprised about it. But then just kind of realized where my BMI is, and then that's body mass index, which is your weight over your height. And body fat percentage is really good to know. Then you know what range you are and how much you need to work. So there are just some measurements out there. Not that I'm against measurements, I'm not. I'm just saying that's what I do for myself, and that's what makes me feel happy and what healthy relationship I establish for myself between body image and self-image. And I think I'll finish up here. Do you have anything else, Tristan, that you want to share?
No,
We're
really.
thinking, and I think we will, before you're doing that, I think we will, we're still deciding, we want to share a charity on our group page, KNT Talk Series. a charity of our choice, something about positive body, healthy mental health, that we will share a link for you to donate, because we think it's very good to support those charities and organizations that help teens especially, and women out there, to help them with different programs, what they have available, counseling, to create that good relationship besides fitness. So we offering you fitness as a solution because for me that was the medicine besides other things, and I think that's really good also for teens to be involved in fitness sport routine, right? And I think that's all. Anything else as a end note, and we'll finish up. We'll make this longer a little bit. So anything else, because I feel this is a very important topic, and maybe there's so many ways you can look at it, and I would love everybody to think about it, and just ask yourself that question. It's how you feel and how you see yourself, and just take a second and realize and analyze what is your relationship with those two concepts, how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself. And if you do realize that you have an unhealthy or unbalanced relationship right there, take some action, take a moment, or reach out to a professional if you need to any kind of professional for mental health, emotional health, a support group, your spouse, your family, and just try to improve that relationship, because that's what will make you happy about yourself, about who you are, and what you accomplished so far. You will be okay with your identity. So what do you have here?
Subscribe.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, yes.
I know you want to.
Be fit and healthy by Katia, yes. We're keeping out there. I think we'll do more things. What else? Do you have anything else to add? I know it's a little bit heavy.
Yeah, you went deep.
I went deep a little bit.
Yep.
Because I do feel it's important. It's really good to share a personal story. There are more details to it, but that's something. If this message will inspire anybody out there, especially women, and you have teen kids that need to have that conversation, because it's really good to talk about it, to make and take an action plan, because that can save somebody's life, that can make your life and improve your quality of life, and just get you more happier. Anything else?
No.
So thank you for joining.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe.
Yeah.
Hope you all enjoyed this week's episode of K&T Talk series. So